Good afternoon. Welcome back to the Dennis Herrera Show. And tonight we are going to be taking calls in. Let's see if we get any volunteers to call in. We want to be able to interact with those. Now, I'm going to be warning you, my mods. I need you to be a little bit more patient today than you normally would. Okay? So I will try to lead and be the example today with patience and love and kindness for everybody. Let me make sure that I have both of my chats ready here so that I can chat with both. I know everybody is on the landscape mode at the beginning because that is the first place that shows up, and then we get the portrait mode. So I will say this: if you are a member or a subscriber, and you don't want to put up with too much BS, I want you to go to the landscape mode, okay? Because that is the slowest one. That is where less people are in. And most likely, it will be less drama for you to deal with. Most of the drama is going to happen on the portrait mode. And that is a fact. That is where most people will come through. So I want you guys to keep that in mind. Oh, Coyote, you're the first one on my chat. So you're not late. I set this up for 7 p.m. We're going to hopefully finish at 9 p.m. All right, 9 p.m. I got to call it. I got to take 3 pills of melatonin, and I got to go to sleep. It's my last cup of coffee. That's so horrible. That's probably why I can't sleep, to be honest. It's not. It's not. I tried it without drinking coffee and all these other stuff, and it still do the same thing, so it doesn't do anything. Robert likes drama. All right, Robert, remember, I warned you. Jason, I warned you. You guys better have some thick skin today because we're going to have some people call in, and I want everybody to be able to communicate with us today. Let me make sure my phone is available and ready to go. Where is my... Oh, man, I am not ready to go. I thought I was. I started charging this a helmet that I got. Red light helmet. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get some thick hair on there. You know, baldness runs in my family. And I'm afraid at the very young age of 50, well, we're just going to lose this hair. And I don't want to make it too expensive by going to laser hair restoration. You know what? I try to make this phone line work through my computer software. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. On Candy in the house. Jason Martin, welcome, welcome. Who else? We got Jason Beatrice here yet? No, Jason Beatrice, not yet. Bueno, ¿qué óvole, güey? Bueno, that's my white boy American guy right there. But I love Güero. Güero is good with me. I like Güero. Either that or I've been ignoring your shitty ass comments. But I think Güero is on the good side of the Dennis Herrera Show. Now, I haven't checked how many people you've been putting in jail, by the way. All right? So, there's the phone number. You guys, here's the topics. The Strait of Hormuz is one of them. Gas prices. Let's see. Let me see if I can pin a comment here. Let's see. Strait of Hormuz. I have to look at my keyboard because sometimes it doesn't work. Shit, that's not what I want. Strait of Hormuz, again. All right, Strait of Hormuz. Gas prices. What other topic you guys want me to cover today? The Pope? Oh, you don't want me to cover the Pope. You don't want me to cover the Pope. All right, so gas prices, I will say, gas prices, yeah, you can include that as economics, the economy, affordability, whatever tickles your brain. Whatever tickles your brain. What's the third thing? Anybody? Gas prices is going up. Yep, Charlie. I'm afraid so, my friend. I'm afraid so. Okay, no pope. No pope. Anybody else? Cross Lighting says, can't stand you, bro. You know why? Because I tell the truth too much. And Satan does not like the truth. Darkness cannot mix with the light. And we are the light. I like how people come in here. Guy, you're into my landscape mode. Here, let's do this. Cross lighting. Hey, I want you to do this. Get the hell out of my chat. Oh man, Jason Martin is up in my. Let's see. What the hell is this? Yeah, that is my landscape mode. Okay, I thought I was tripping. I thought I was tripping. Oh, so okay. So Windows changed the look. I don't like this look. Okay, it's all good. It's all right. It's all good. All right, Coyotes and Jason Martin. Uh, you guys can control that chat. Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the catch, guys. Here's the catch. So if you call in and just say, "Oh, this is boring. I don't like this guy," that's not giving us a conversation. You know what I'm saying? So you guys can just keep going. You know what I mean? But here we go. We got the first caller. We got some real questions here. Let's take a look. Hey, thanks for calling. Who's calling?
Hi, it's Philip from Australia.
Philip from Australia. How you doing, mate?
I think I called you before once.
Your voice sounds familiar. What you got for me today? What you want to talk about? Strait of Hormuz, gas, affordability. Well, you're in Australia.
Well,
I don't.
prices are ridiculous.
Say that again.
But, the Strait of Hormuz, whatever, it's hard to pronounce.
Go for it.
America is doing the right thing, I believe, in this situation. And Iran, I mean, if they could get their hands on a nuclear bomb, God only knows what would happen. But I can't talk too long, but I just want to say I'm a little scared that maybe Australia is going to get involved. I don't know. I think we're sending some people there. But I have to say I love Trump. A lot of people don't like hearing that. But the thing is, they publicize the haters in the media.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Get all the publicity. The people who support Trump don't get it.
Yeah.
And there's more supporters than there is people against it. But the thing is the war is pretty scary, but with gas prices, though, this is the thing that's happening in Australia at the moment. The gas prices have gone up. We call it petrol prices because we call gas petrol. But what happens is at a gas station, we call a service station or a petrol station. What they're doing, they're hiking up the prices beyond what they should be doing. So now they're
absolutely.
A whole regulatory sort of thing going on now where they've got people going out and checking these gas stations and stuff like that, and they can get up to $10,000 to $20,000 fine for I think it's called price hiking or something.
Yeah.
So
price gouging.
And so price gouging, yeah. So petrol stations are doing that, and especially being big as Australia is, you've got these trucks that travel across the country, delivering things like that.
Yeah.
And out in the middle, we call it the bush, or you might call it, we call it the outback. There's been on the news a few petrol stations or gas stations that have been fined lots of money because, they're only petrol station or gas station for miles, and they're just hiking up the prices to make a profit. And so now they're cracking down on all that. I don't know that. Ooh, I just dropped the cat's thing. But the thing is, but so I don't know if they're doing that in America, but what I think all you need is some sort of thing to be happening, whatever it is, maybe the Hormuz Strait, whatever it is, and then maybe something else. and these gas companies jump on it and they just hike the prices up because they think they've got a legitimate excuse to make more money. It's a money game. That's what I reckon it is.
Yeah, absolutely. I reckon that's what they're doing as well, and I don't like it. I don't like it, and I want people to call in because this is probably something that I'm not going to disagree too much with people because I don't like it. I feel like you know how it is. It's just business is business, and sometimes business people will do what they can to get a fast one over the people, and price gouging is a serious
Definitely.
problem. Absolutely.
Before I go, I'll say one last thing.
Yes.
Um, the cat food I buy normally costs me $6.50, and it's dry food. I do get them wet food as well, but my cat food's gone up by $2 now, and and it's good food. It's good food for the cats, but
Yeah.
yeah, food prices have gone up, and I think even now because they did have it's called a current affair in Australia. It's a show. They are accusing the supermarkets of upping prices beyond what they should be and using it as an excuse, whatever, to make money because whatever. So, yeah, my food bills have gone up. And I think the supermarkets or the grocery stores, what you call them, are taking advantage of the problems and just charging more and believing they can get away with it.
Yeah, yeah. Absolutely. I agree. And you know, here's the thing. Now, I could be wrong. I could be 100% wrong. But one of the things that I have been proposing, and I'm telling you, I oh man, I want to run for governor so bad on the next election because I just feel that there's so many problems that we got to fix. And if we don't have a great leader to be able to guide all the other departments that need to do what they got to do, I feel like we're just going to be doomed. But I am not taken off the table to either run for Congress or for the Senate. Those are things that you can still do. And if I have to run as a Democrat, then we'll run as a Democrat. It doesn't matter. The thing is that we get in the door, we get our foot in the door, and that we start fighting for the people. And I think that that's very important that we do. This is the thing that I believe that we should look into. Okay, so I do understand that the oil, right, the petroleum, it's a commodity. It is a commodity. And so we have these private owners who have been, like you said, taking advantage of the pricing. They be price gouging. They play in the people. And one of the things that we have here in Honduras, which, by the way, I'm going to have some information for everybody to listen to here in a little bit. But one of the things that I said is this. Okay, so we have the thick crude oil, right? Mostly known as the Brent oil. And then we have the WTI, which is I can't remember, West Texan something, okay? WTI. And that oil is low sweet, is what they call it, I think, right? Sweet oil.
Yeah.
And it's a lot more complex to refine here in America. So we have these refineries for oil to take care of the dirty oil from Canada and the dirty oil from Venezuela. That's how I call it, dirty. But the word is sour, I think, is what they use, sour oil. And so, it takes like $5 to $15 billion to build these refineries. And I think that here in the States, if you're calling, please, just wait. I'm almost done. And here in the United States of America, I think that we can get away with having 3 refineries on the best locations, right? One in the West, Midwest, East, so to speak. Find a location that is going to be suitable for us to have these new refineries happening. Of course, the people on the left that they just go crazy with this whole environment thing, which I am also not, too much against either. Okay, so I'm kind of like in the middle. I want to find the middle ground for everything. I think that we can benefit by becoming just a little bit more energy independent, and I think that this will change the pricing on the market, because I believe, even though I am an American, I believe that the world will actually benefit from us doing what we're doing. A lot of people don't understand this, but the United States of America, it is more vital that we succeed than the world really knows. They don't understand if the United States of America succeeds, the world is a better place. Let me tell you right now. Some people are skeptical, they don't believe us. Listen, whether you like it or not, whether the president is very egotistical, whether I'm arrogant, whether the president is arrogant, whether Americans are arrogant, the fact is that Americans help a lot in the world. Let me just say this:
Oh, yeah,
900,
amazing.
yeah, 900. I'm almost done. $980 billion on NATO, wasted money, waste of money. We can definitely invest a lot more money into our economy, our way of life here, and then we can also invest more on this side of the hemisphere. And I was talking earlier in my life today about Latin America, and being able to help other countries on this side. And that's just a little touch up, new refineries, and then pull out of NATO, maybe pay a lot less. Maybe we can pay $70 billion to NATO. The highest paying supported over there is only $66 billion. I think $70 billion from us should suffice, and let these people find out where to get the rest of the money. But that's just my proposal.
See, I don't know if you watch any news from Australia, but we had a refinery
Sky News only.
here in Australia that just recently was on fire. About 40-something% of it was destroyed virtually. But in the state that I live in, we have 7 states in Australia. Well, one's a territory, but it's really 7 states. All our public transport is free till June something at the moment. So people can catch public transport for free at the moment. So it's a blessing. But my state government did that to help people save on money because food prices and petrol prices.
Yeah.
So we're very blessed in that way. So we can travel all over and go wherever we want and not have to worry about paying anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know what? I don't like high prices, but this is not something that we're just lower your price, higher your no. This is nothing to do with the oil, so to speak. It is an economical war. I get that. So we're going to lose a little bit of our economy, but believe me that we can outlast the Iranian regime when it comes to the economy. So yes, we are going to pay higher price, but it's a temporary higher price, and we already seen what happens when there's deals made. And one of the reasons why we had to make sure that we keep an eye on Russia and China is just so that this Iranian regime, they don't continue to receive funds. That way they have to give up. And we don't want to go drop some bombs on them like we have been doing. We want to make a deal. And, in my opinion, we should just wipe them out completely. These people are evil. But that's just me. Let's see if we can give somebody else a chance to call in, because I have a couple of people trying to call.
Well, thank you so much for your time, my friend. You have a great show, and I'll keep watching.
Thank you, Phil. Have a wonderful day over there, or night.
All right. Thank you,
All right,
my
take
friend.
care, man. All right, thanks, guys, for waiting. I apologize. I don't like to hang up on people when they're on my line, but you can try to call again. Pacific Waves says, I'm sure no one has thought of that, or the business lobby and the Republicans who like high prices. You know what? I just think that, business people, we're not stupid. We're not stupid. And one of the reasons why I do support Trump and everything that we're doing is because I can see how this will work, okay? But we're not stupid either. And I think that sometimes we need to have brains in Congress and the Senate. And very unfortunately, we have found that we have the opposite. There is a lot of dumb people in Congress. Remember Jasmine Crockett? By the way, Jasmine Crockett is broke, and she can't get a job. Imagine that. I guess DEI is not working for her. Oh, boy. All right, guys, give me a call. I'm all yours right now. Make sure. First come, first serve, guys. First come, first serve. First come, first serve. Let me see. Read a couple of comments here from my members. The ultra lib wakes up and plugs into the television, then regurgitates it all over the place. You know what? Unfortunately, that happens a lot. But it also happens a lot on the right side. So today we're not just going to blame the Democrats. Today we're going to blame everybody that doesn't do their homework. All right, here we go. Missouri, I think. Hey, thank you for calling. Who's calling?
Hey, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
Okay.
What's your name?
Joe.
Jim?
Joe.
Joe. Say it ain't so, Joe. What's going on, man? What you got for me?
I guess, you know, the thing people have to remember is this is short-term pain for long-term gain.
Correct.
With this war in Iran. And, yeah, it hurts with the oil situation for the short term. But we're going to end up having lower cost for a long time to come because oil coming in and out of that Gulf is going to be secure going forward. And you're going to put more overall oil on the market.
Yes.
And that is worth any price that we pay here in the short term. And beyond that, the other thing that people have to remember, the dividend that you're going to get out of the peace that will come out of the Middle East, that the constant agitator for everything that has gone on in the Middle East, whether it be Syria, whether it be Lebanon, whether it be Israel, whether it be Jordan, various other places, has been in the Houthis and whatchamacallit there, has all been financed and directed by the Iranians.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, that is true. But most people don't know that, I think. Because they hear, attacks on Lebanon, but they don't know why.
Right.
They don't know Hezbollah is there.
And they all want to blame it something to do with Israel. Well, it's all being funded by the Iranians and directed to continue to stir up this situation. It started 47 years ago, back when I was in high school, that this problem, all because one president after another chose to punt and not deal with the situation and take it on. And the only reason that the hostages were released was that they released them a few hours before Ronald Reagan was inaugurated, and only because they were afraid he'd ride into Tehran saying "Praise the Lord" and pass the bullets.
Yeah.
And if that hadn't happened, you wouldn't have had the pacifism that's gone on for the last 47 years. We've tried to appease those people time after time after time. They keep chanting death to America.
Right.
And the little Satan, which they refer to as Israel, is the little Satan.
Yeah.
That they don't want to coexist. If they wanted to coexist, we wouldn't be where we are now. And it's high time that this situation gets dealt with and put to bed once and for all. And people have to realize that. Stop worrying about their economic pocket today. Well, you think your economic pocket is bad today because of a little bit of higher prices and some issues over this now. How bad would your day be if some nuclear bombs start going off, whether it be in Europe, Israel, and maybe even here for that matter?
Yeah.
And you don't have to have an ICBM to get one here. You can put it in a shipping container and get it here.
Yeah.
And one nuclear bomb is going to ruin your life.
A lot of damage. All right, let me see if I can take the next caller on here. Thank you so much for your input. I appreciate you.
Yep.
Be blessed.
Bye.
Hey, thanks for calling. Who's calling?
My name is Victor.
Victor? What's going on, Victor?
Yeah.
How are you?
Well,
What you got for me? What you want to put your point in?
My first ride in the United States Navy was liberating the hostages in Tehran. And there's some history to that.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
This is Victor.
Yeah, go ahead and tell me. What's the history?
I got two questions.
Oh, you got questions? Okay, sure. Go ahead.
To my guest, the host of this live, how do you feel about sex with underage girls?
How do I feel about what?
Sex with underage girls.
Underage girls?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm totally against it.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's just some of Trump's policies I really approve, but the moral character of Donald Trump, that's what just throws it left for me.
Well, I mean, everything that they say about Trump is all allegations. There's no proof, no facts, so we can't just go on allegations. But if we're talking about the abuse of minors, I mean, we have a whole religion for that.
You're saying that his name in the Epstein files over 1,000 times that's not proof?
Yeah, they don't say anything about that. They mention it, but they don't say anything about those things. And remember that President Trump is going to be hated because he's the whistleblower.
Oh no, it's not even about me. I told you some of his policies I really like.
Yeah, then that's what you should concentrate on. Don't listen to the gossip from people.
So you say take the good and don't take the bad. Okay, well let's just go with that. I'm African American, and I think the Central Park Five deserve an apology.
You talk about because of the lies that the government gave to the public?
Yeah, I think when you make a mistake, you have to own that too. Just like if you tell the truth.
Well, you know, if that's what they did for him, I would agree. But you know, to each his own. If they don't give an apology to Trump for everything that disgusting that they have said about him, why should he apologize? We're not talking about a religious moral ground here. We're just talking about opinions about how people feel.
So you think after he put out an ad, a whole ad?
Yep, I remember.
And it was wrong, that you shouldn't go back and say, hey, you know what? Maybe I got that wrong. As a matter of fact, I've never heard Donald Trump admit to anything, any mistake that he's made.
Yeah, you know, I'm the kind of person that says this. Put the blame where the blame lays. And the blame is the legacy media and the government that lied to us. Mm-hmm. But because of the accusations that they gave him, this is why I'm telling you, right? Because some people make mistakes.
Yeah.
You guys are doing today exactly what you just told me to have President Trump apologize for. You guys are going off on him for years for something that people allegedly said that he did. And when you're raising false testimony against somebody, I think that it's very hypocritical to ask him to apologize for something that he was told was assured that happened, but didn't. And so I don't expect people to apologize to Trump for saying, "Oh, you're a pedophile." No, just stop saying it. Just stop talking about it.
I'm saying you and me. Let's just talk about you and me as men. If you make a mistake and you call someone out on something, and you find out that it was wrong, that you were wrong, do you have an onus to say, "Hey, maybe I got that wrong," or do you just double down on it?
It depends, but most likely I would say I would apologize about it. But that's just me.
You don't think that in this case, someone of that platform and that power that made a mistake should come back and say, hey, you know what? We didn't get that one quite right.
Well, remember, you're asking me for my honest opinion, and I can tell you, no, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't do that?
No. I would apologize, but I wouldn't ask him. If I was one of the five, the only thing I want from him is to not do it again.
No,
Now, if he's continuing to do it after he found out that it was wrong, see that the way that I am with people, okay, this is something that is me. This is just again, you're asking me personally.
He got sued again by Yusuf Salim for doubling down on it. Even listen, when you go to court and the judge, yeah, I know, but let's just talk facts. If you go to court and the judge hits the hammer and says you're guilty, if the judge taps the hammer and he says you're guilty, you're guilty. And if you go to court and the judge says, and the judge reverses, yes, which they did.
So what's the problem? Like what would it do if he apologized? What would that do?
It shows that he, as a human being,
It doesn't mean anything.
I have never heard Donald Trump say, I made a mistake about anything.
Well, he has. He has apologized before.
I've heard him say drink bleach, put nuclear bombs on hurricanes, but I've never heard him say, and I'm telling you again, I don't disagree with all of his policies. He has some good ideas sometimes.
But what I'm telling you,
as a human being,
well, you're talking about morals. We don't care about morals.
he doesn't have any morals.
Well, the world doesn't have morals.
I agree with that, but if you're
Okay, then you can expect him to have those same morals. He's not a Christian.
If you're a leader, like I'm a father.
That was before he was president.
If I'm a father, I would not expect my kids to have morals if I'm not leading the way. I would not do that.
But what we want to talk about is how we can fix what's going on right now. Not about the past that we can do nothing about. That's like that's a dead argument because I already gave you my answer. I don't expect President Trump to apologize to me for anything. What I want is for him to stop doing it.
My first ride in the United States military was the Straits of Hormuz. My first ride was getting the hostages out of Tehran. And there's some history behind that. We had a relationship with Iran.
Yeah.
We had an oil deal with Iran. But when they asked,
you're cutting off.
That's when shit fell apart. Because you know what? As a member of the United States military who have served, United States, we don't play fair. We're not the good moral standing that people want.
We're here to win. Yeah.
Shit with us too.
Yeah, we're here to win.
Yeah, but we got some shit with us too.
Well, yeah, but I mean that what your argument for moral grounds is irrelevant.
To you, it's irrelevant.
Yeah, because I'm man enough to accept that nobody needs to apologize to me as long as they change their way.
Well, you and I will agree to disagree, but as a black man in America, it's a different. We have to walk a different way.
Well, my sons are black. What about it? I am black descent. What about it? I don't play the victim. You have to understand something. Do not ever, never, ever play the victim card. Because your color of your skin, that's the problem?
I call it reality.
No, stop playing that victim card, man.
I know how
it makes you racist. It makes you racist. Something I tell my kids, stop it.
Then I'm going to end this because we're not going to go back and forth.
All right, well, hey, I appreciate your service, though. Thank you for your service. I appreciate that.
My skin is black.
Have a good day, bud. Have a good day.
And if I was born in France...
That same shit. You will never learn. Don't ever play the victim card. That's my advice to you, okay?
And a victim I am not. Because
you just said because you're black, it's so hard for you. Please, please, you are no less of a minority than I am.
Maybe because your Spanglish is bad. I never said hard.
Okay, whatever it is. It doesn't matter if my accent is good or bad. Okay. But hey, thank you for your call. We agree to disagree. Thank you, bud.
Too.
Thank you. That's not what I said. What a rude jazz. What a rude guy. Why would he have to cuss me out before he left? I don't get that. All right. Sorry about that. Thanks for calling.
Hey, what's going on, Dennis? It's Mel.
Hey, Mel. What's popping, baby?
I'm doing all right, man. I mean, I'm so glad you called that person out. And I also, I'm a veteran myself, so I thank him for his service. But, I mean, you're the last person, that last caller should play that race and victim card. You're a person who did it the right way, came through the system, and also respect America and gave that oath of allegiance. I mean, it's a crazy day and age when individuals who are naturalized citizens have more respect for the process in America than the actual American citizens born in America who served in the military.
Well,
Other than him serving, I don't respect anything else he was on. Go
yeah.
ahead, I'm sorry.
Well, it's like when you're asking me questions, you're asking me about my personality, and I always tell people this, right? Because I hate hypocrisy. But remember this wise words from Morgan Freeman. If you want to stop racism, what you got to do?
Talking about it.
Stop talking about it.
it.
100%. So when people do something against me, the one thing that drives me crazy, this is just me though. Like, so when people ask me my personal opinion, they don't like it because I'm not like them. But if you ask me, it's because you want to understand me. If you don't, that's okay. So he played the victim, the race card at the end because he has no argument. But here's the thing: if you tell me you're a jerk, bro, and you keep offending me, I'm sorry, Dennis, I didn't mean it. And then I'm sorry, Dennis, I didn't mean it. Shut the hell up. Just stop it. Don't apologize. Let's move on. Handshake, bam. Let's go, baby. Let's keep going. Stop apologizing to me. Show me.
Well, to add to what you're saying on the claim of race and all that, I'll tell you something. And first of all, I know, like you all, we all can understand that race is a way of dividing us because at the end of the day, we're all the human race.
Correct.
Period. And you can't really argue race and all that stuff to a Hispanic because we are people who are mixed blended from the three major races in the world.
Yeah.
So, and I don't like to say this because I think anybody can be racist.
Yeah.
But it's a controversial statement. If there's a person in the world who's not racist, it's the Hispanic because we're blended throughout all the three cultures: African, Native, and Caucasian. But I mean, at a very young age, we were able to see, different colors in our family. And, me and my sister are both, as white as it gets until we get some sun on our body. But my little sister, who got more of my mom's traits, is brown.
Yeah.
So if we walk around, we don't look like we're family. They're like, other than maybe our traits, our color, we're like, that's. And my sister, who's very light-skinned, extremely light-skinned, has kids with a man who's black and Puerto Rican and Dominican, and a dark Dominican. So, all her kids are like dark as night, almost like they're very brown. So she walks with her family, and then my little niece is blonde hair, green eyes, or hazel eyed, and she's very light skinned. So it looks like she has just a bunch of different kids from different fathers, and it's just two fathers. So I think it's a form of ignorance, and also, to speak on a famous actor like you quoted, Morgan Freeman, all this victim mentality crap in America. Listen, the bus runs every day. It's only $2 to get on the bus. Even if you don't have a car, you go do your job, you work hard. There's an opportunity for you to move ahead in this country. Yeah. It's just hard work and determination. It's just all this. While I do agree with light socialism, but there's all this welfare system, socialism, overloading, like this stuff is not going to work. I mean, in New York, they're calling for open communism. Yeah. Communism does not work.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with Trump in the sense of less government involvement.
Absolutely.
I think our local mayors and representatives should be more involved, and we should be holding them more accountable. People want to go on these channels and argue about Trump versus Biden, but it's really Congress who passes the laws. They're the ones who control our budget. They're the ones who have more control. The governors, the representatives in Congress, the local aldermen and the local mayors, and like we got to get away from talking so much about federal politics and be more, even though it does affect us and we should still have that conversation, but we really need to start knowing who's running our local areas, because that's really who's affecting you every day.
Yeah. Well, here in Washington State, the government wants to hire more government. And we don't need more government employees here in Washington State.
That's
what we need, that's exactly what they're doing. But what we need is accountability. What we need is capable people to run government the way it's supposed to be run. But they think that throwing money at the problem is the solution, and that will never ever be the solution to the problem. When people come in and they just can't get it. Listen, I hate to even say it to people, right? I'm gonna try to speak softer because I turn up the gain on my device for the phone.
Yeah.
What from my father's side, I am a Mayan descent, and we have Afro from my father's side. Okay,
Uh-huh.
and then from my mother's side, we're Spaniard. So
Hmm.
I am very light skinned. You don't notice, but my lips are not really thin. I got lips. My
Uh-huh.
brother's lips are bigger than mine. They're the oldest. They take after more after my father's ethnicity. I am more of my mother's ethnicity, in color and stuff. But the point is that we have such a horrible history as Indians in the America, whether it doesn't matter who's come here, and the North Americans have the same sort of history. But the thing that gets to me is how people will find somehow you can't make it in life because you are this or that. That just,
No.
bro. I know black people that are rich millionaires. I don't think I'll ever be able to make as much money as these people. But
Well, that's
but there
why
they
I
are.
always argue. That's why I always argue against institutional racism. There's no such thing because would there be a Barack Obama today? Would there be a LeBron James? Would there be a Michael Jordan who's a billionaire? Would there be an Oprah who's a female black billionaire? One of the richest people to have a sitcom. I mean, a show.
Yeah.
I mean, would these individuals, come to power in the level that they have? I mean, no. I do agree. Yeah, there is racism in our history in America, and it's ugly and all that. But at the same time, we have to get past all that because that was all addressed, all of it. I don't. Maybe it's controversial that I state that, but that's the beautiful thing of the Constitution. It can be changed and amended, and all of that you know, uh, was addressed. Affirmative action, where some people who are very conservative still argue against it and say that it's not fair. I thought that affirmative action addressed race issues in the privatized sector or work in America. But I mean, now you got DEI being pushed, so it's just like, where's the cutoff point at the end of the day? I think everyone should earn their position on merit. Period. If you're the right man or woman for the job, you get the position. That's just my opinion, but
Should
I
be
don't know.
always on merit. But I just think that the moment that people start using the color, race card, victimhood, you're a racist. You become racist when you start doing that. That's why I always tell people, don't do that. Don't ever play the victim because you're putting yourself down. You're living
It's
you're living a
also
lie that white supremacy exists, and it doesn't.
correct. No, and also it's this problem with, I have a video on it on my channel. It's this problem with identity politics in America. Nowadays, people don't say, my name is. The first thing they say is, or individuals who believe in that, I identify as. But when you do that, what you do is you push people out of your party or from wanting to support you because, for instance, Puerto Ricans in America, for instance, we don't fit to a specific category because we're not white, we're not black, we're not immigrants, right? So we're very different from most other Hispanics in America or Latinos. So we don't fit to a specific identity. So when people ask me, if someone would ask me, what do you identify? My culture's Puerto Rican, but I'm American. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, I would rather even say American, but people like to ask where you're from, so that I understand they're trying to figure out what my ethnicity is. But my point is, I don't think there's any place for that in America because the problem is when, for instance, when you're Hispanic or black, you're just supposed to always vote Democrat, or when you're straight white male, you're always supposed to vote Republican. But that has nothing to do with your morals and who you believe supports what you want to push forward for this country.
Correct.
So, I mean, with the whole halftime show thing, with the
Oh
TPUSA
boy.
thing and Bad Bunny,
Oh
I was
boy.
caught in the middle. Like, okay, I'm Puerto Rican. I want to support my people, but at the same time, I don't agree with Bad Bunny's morals. And
Not
all
that
But
garbage.
also, I don't agree with
That's
blatant
not your
racism
people.
either.
That's garbage.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I also don't agree with his morals. So when people were calling Bad Bunny out and saying,
nasty, bro.
saying like the stuff he's pushing is demonic,
Yeah.
they're correct.
Yeah,
I
I'm
have
right.
to agree with that.
Yep.
But then when people come out and say, "Oh, well, Puerto Rico, he's not American," okay, that's ignorance right there. Like you gotta, So that's where I was caught in the middle. But either way, I like I said, I stand along with you guys where I don't support a lot of the stuff he pushes. Cross dressing, LGBTQ, and all that stuff. That's what I'm fighting against.
Yeah.
So that's why we can't have identity politics in America where if you're Puerto Rican, every Puerto Rican was supposed to say Bad
stupid.
Bunny was the best thing ever. No, or every Hispanic. Let me just put it like that, even better, right? A bigger demographic. No, it's like you said, it's still wrong. Just because he's another Puerto Rican doesn't mean that it's not wrong. What he was, what before I thought his show was very good, but before the show, what he was pushing, like I don't agree with all that stuff. But I mean, my point is, I don't think that anyone should. We're just all American. It shouldn't be whether you're black or you're white or you're gay or you're LGBTQ or you're any of these categories. We're just all Americans, and that's also what you learned when you became a naturalized citizen, right? I'm an American now, right? So that's the biggest point
That's
that I want
it.
to get across to everybody. We're all American, and we should all. First and foremost, I saw a live that you had the other day on your channel. We should be supporting the country. Period. I mean,
100%.
yeah, that's the biggest thing, especially when we're going against Venezuela at one point and Iran, who have been known enemies of America for how long? You know what I'm saying? That things are obvious. It's just like everyone wants to get caught up in the divisive stuff of race and religion and all that stuff. And it's just a way to divide us. We're trying to push forward here. That's the
Well,
way you distract people.
the reason why I talk the way that I talk is because I am a person that I am very curious about things that matter to me. For example, I mean, besides, being from a country that talks a lot about the history of, our Latin, countries. When we go against Venezuela, I want to know. I want to find out why. When people were talking bad about the president of Honduras, I want to know why. And so I had to go do my research and find out what the hell is going on. Why are people saying this, and this half of the people say this, and somehow this other half says that? When we started attacking these drug boats, okay, why? Well, I know about Venezuela already, so I know what we got to do. And President Trump is doing the right thing. Warning, warning, warning. You don't listen, boom, you got to go. You know what?
That's another thing I said. He warned Maduro. And what did Maduro do in Spanish? He said, "Come get me, you coward." Okay, he went and got him. He warned the Ayatollah. What did the Ayatollah do? Oh, we're ready for war. Okay, he gave him more.
Yeah.
It's not like the enemy. What are you gonna do if your enemy? I mean, obviously I'm not violent, but let's say you have an enemy and they get in your face and say, "Punch me." I mean,
Yeah.
that's what they asked for. I mean, yeah, they were trying to call him out on his bluff, but also I don't see our excursions or our wars that are going on during Trump as the same thing as the wars that we've had in the past. Those were forever wars. Those were deep, the military complex system or whatever it's called. Those were wars involved for that. I don't think it's the same as what we're doing in Iran. I mean, have we had even a boot hit the ground in Iran? Maybe 2,500 Marines. In Venezuela, it was just a quick operation. He's showing the world that we could have done this decades ago. That's what I see.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I don't like playing victim for anything. Let's just be straight up with me. Don't bring bullshit. Talk to me with facts, and then that way we can have a communication. But yeah, the moment you start bringing your color, brother, you lost you lost the argument with me. There's no point of keep talking about it.
Yeah, because it's a biased position, anyways. Because you're always just gonna. For instance, minorities is, let's say, and you start speaking on race and all that, we already know it's just going to be that far left, that, very, and I know you disagree with that too. I know you're a registered Democrat, but you also disagree with a lot of these far left policies that are going on. And that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? And then you'll know, like, right away, okay, I know what I'm going to deal with. Next thing you know,
Late last night.
or whatever else, that. It's the same tired playbook, you know what I mean? And then once it gets to the point where you call them out for their lies and you're exposing what they're talking about, this bullfish lies, then they start getting mad and start calling you names and all that. And then that's what I've noticed with with people who are just emotional in the sense of, it happens on the right too, but I've seen the left do it a lot more. And, I'm very against censorship. I think everyone should have their freedom of speech.
Yep.
But at the same time, people aren't stupid. Don't tell me a straight up lie. And then like individuals who are saying, the 24% of Americans that are saying that Iran is winning this war. What? Are you watching the same thing that the whole world's watching? There's no
Right.
way you believe that Iran is winning this war. But it's people living in delusion. And it's hard to have an argument or a conversation with someone who completely lives in delusion and does not even acknowledge any of the facts you give them.
Yep.
How are we going to move forward?
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. Hey, thanks for calling, brother. Appreciate you.
Hey, thanks a lot, Dennis. I'll keep watching.
All right, have a good one.
Yeah, you too, brother.
Boricuas. Viva Puerto Rico. Let's go. Let's see. Here we go. Here's the video that he's talking about. Let's see here. Here is the video that he's talking about Maduro. Come for me, he says. Come and get me, you coward, he says. Well, this is what happens when you call on the President of the United States of America, who doesn't F around. Check this out.
Last night, on the order of the President of the United States, and in support of a request from the Department of Justice, the United States military conducted an apprehension mission in Caracas, Venezuela, to bring to justice two indicted persons, Nicolas and Cecilia Maduro.
Nicolas Maduro had his chance until he didn't. He effed around and he found out.
This was one of the most stunning, effective, and powerful displays of American military might and competence in American history.
Like, I don't understand yet how they haven't figured this out. And now, if you don't know, now you know. Because this is the way it's going to play out. And I think people need to understand that this is not a president that just talks and does letters and press conferences. And, if he says he's serious about something, he means it. But don't play games. Don't play games with this president's in office, because it's not going to turn out well.
Come for me. And there you go. Come for me, you coward, he says. If you call my number, no block calls. Okay, I got to change that word in there. It's blocked. Okay? Do not block your number, because if you're a jerk, I will block you so you'll never call me again. That's how that works. I pay for this phone line to give you guys access and to be able to interact, but we will not tolerate people that want to make an ass out of themselves. I don't appreciate that. Let's see. Anybody else wants to call in? I know somebody tried to call in earlier. Let's see. Let's see. Mud Butters, man. Give me a call. Don't block your number, though. Give me a call. Tell me. Educate me. Educate me on what we are doing wrong. You seem to have a lot of information. I want to hear it. Come on. Cobarde! Call me. Whatever you do, just call me. My man, Brian Waza. I've been waiting to say that, bro. I've been waiting to say that. All right, so tonight's the night. Tonight's the night. This is the night to call in, baby. Michael Olson, only 250 years old and the greatest country on the planet. Let's go, baby. That is an awesome comment. You are on fire, my friend. You are on fire. Come on, people. Don't be shy. You called me. Just don't block the number. That's all I ask. If I missed your call, give me a call back. Give me a call back. I want to be able to let you, call in and educate me. Unicorn, here we go. Unicorn has some information. Go ahead, call in, baby. This is the night. Tonight is the night. All right, I'll tell you what. We're going to go ahead and watch a clip here from the the battlefield update with Iranian general takes control. Here we go in the Faulkner zone, I think is what she calls herself. Let's see. Anybody else? I'm going to give you 10 seconds here with the delay. Anybody? Because I will not answer the call if I am watching this video. You guys ready? Okay. Okay. Weekend bingo. What's going on, buddy? Welcome to the Dennis Herrera Show. By the way, you know what? I haven't done this for a while now. I don't have the new members that were new members today. Don't block your number because I don't answer the phone call on blocked numbers. So I want to say, everybody that has subscribed, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for liking. I appreciate it. Let's see. Well, come on, Mud Butters. Well, show us that we can answer that. Show me. I'm here. Don't talk to the chat. You're the Dennis Herrera Show. Don't block the number. Don't block the number. Don't be a coward. Don't be a coward. I know that all of you people are courageous. Show me that you're courageous. Show me. Here we go. Thank you for my members. I appreciate you. And enjoy the dance and the beat. Thank you, all my members. I appreciate you. All right, let's go ahead and take the next caller. Here we go. And here we go. And here we go. Don't block the number. No block calls. No block calls. All right, here we go. First video. Yes, from your favorite news channel, Fox.
Back into war against Iran? Well, look at what they just did. Central Command has released brand new video as Iranian-flagged ship tried to evade the U.S. blockade of Iranian ports, and the United States military jumped into action. I'm Harris Faulkner. You are in the Faulkner Focus. Our military fired on that cargo ship and took out its engine room following a 6-hour standoff. CENTCOM says that ship ignored repeated warnings to turn around before the U.S. Navy issued this message.
Vacate your engine room. Vacate your engine room. We're prepared to subject you to disabling fire.
Okay, we gave the flare. Now we're
So what had Iran been doing for hours out there? Well, they decided to try to take over the Strait of Hormuz and were attacking ships, all reportedly ordered by an Iranian National Guard commander that you see there on your screen. He has taken over the military and all diplomatic operations, freezing out so-called moderates in the Islamic regime. The IRGC forced multiple ships to turn around in the Strait of Hormuz over the weekend and then opened fire on some of them. Marine Traffic 24-hour snapshot shows the path of an Indian-flagged tanker before and after it was attacked, again by Iran. And you can see it entering the strait before doubling back quickly to try to get away from the IRGC commander's fire. President Trump posted about Iran's aggressive actions on Sunday, saying in part, Iran's attacks violated the ceasefire agreement with the U.S., and more now out of CENTCOM just this past hour. Again, new video, the blockade being enforced, 27 vessels directed to turn around so far.
United States Warship 115. You are entering the area of a military blockade. This blockade of Iranian ports will be enforced and applies to all vessels regardless of flag. Any vessel that further intends to enter or exit an Iranian port will be subject to the right of visit and search in accordance with international law. If you attempt to run the blockade, we will compel compliance with force. Over.
So we are getting almost real-time action in the Strait of Hormuz. Not much delay between this new video and the action that's happening to give the world an idea of exactly why we are there. This is a country that wants nuclear weapons. Wow. Vice President J.D. Vance will lead the command round 2 of negotiations in Islamabad, Pakistan, along with Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff. It's still unclear if Iran's people will actually show up. The current ceasefire expires this Tuesday night. Vice Admiral Robert Harwood is a former deputy commander of U.S. CENTCOM, and he will join me moments from now. First, let's go to Chief Foreign Correspondent Trey Yingst on the ground in Tel Aviv. Trey.
Yeah, hey, Harris, good morning. CENTCOM says U.S. forces seized an Iranian-flagged cargo ship in the Gulf of Oman that was trying to get through the U.S. Navy blockade. President Trump posted to Truth Social overnight saying, in part, quote, the Iranian crew refused to listen, so our Navy ship stopped them right in their tracks by blowing a hole in the engine room. Right now, U.S. Marines have custody of the vessel. The ship remains in U.S. custody at this moment. At least 24 other vessels were turned around over the weekend, complying with U.S. orders. The incident came 24 hours after Iran's IRGC fired on 2 vessels trying to pass through the Strait of Hormuz in violation of the ceasefire. Now the question remains if a broader agreement will be reached this week. The ceasefire is set to expire in less than 48 hours. I spoke with President Trump over the weekend, who told me if this deal isn't done, the deal that we made, that I'm going to take out their bridges and their power plants. He went on to say if they don't sign this thing, the whole country is going to get blown up. Iran's foreign ministry spokesperson held a press conference this morning indicating that Iran has not agreed to attend talks in Islamabad, Pakistan tomorrow and is currently reviewing U.S. proposals.
We witnessed that the United States insisted on bad faith and violation of the ceasefire. All of this is evidence that the United States apparently does not show seriousness in the diplomatic process.
Reports indicate top IRGC commanders are actually in charge of what can be given up at the negotiating table. And at this moment, Harris, we don't even know if Iran will attend the talks. Harris?
Trey, thank you very much for all the latest on this. And focus now, Vice Admiral Robert Harwood, a former deputy commander of the U.S. CENTCOM, a retired U.S. Navy SEAL. Great to see you today. What can you tell me about the Marine Expeditionary Unit, which I know made a big difference in what happened over the weekend?
Well, they've been trained to do this exact mission: board, search, and seize ships that, especially in this case, are trying to avoid the blockade. So our Navy Marine forces have been doing this mission for decades. They're well trained, they're well executed. And as you saw, they gave them all the warnings. They set the stage. Hey, guys, we told you there's a blockade. Stop. If you don't, we're going to disable you. So the Navy ship shot them, stopped them in the waters. The Marine boarded them and took control. So we said we could do this. We've done it for decades, and this administration's going to hold to that. So it's a clear message to the IRGC. Hey, we're telling you what we're doing every step of the way. So when you come to the negotiations, understand you're going to capitulate, or we're just going to ramp it up more.
Talk to me about the IRGC. And there's this new commander, apparently. I don't know how new he is, but he's taken over, and diplomatic negotiations over there in Iran. What does that mean to you? Because you and I have talked a number of times now. I don't think it's any great surprise that they have other people who want to be radical within their government. But this guy's firing on ships. He's ordering those things to happen.
What's the whole IRGC? They are the core of the regime and the Islamic Revolution. They are the muscle. They are the guys who are suppressing the people, threatening and conducting offensive operations. So again, and this leader, because especially from the Israeli campaign where they've targeted the IRGC leadership, and this guy's probably going to have that same problem, they're going to fight to the death, because at the end of the day, we're going to get them all. And even those who don't go, when this thing turns at the end, they're going to be held accountable by the people of Iran. So the IRGC numbers, about 120 to 150,000 when they started the war, and the leadership are the real ideologues. So those are the guys we got to be focused on targeting, and that's how we bring a real enduring peace and end to this conflict, by making sure the IRGC is eradicated at the end of the day.
You know, that's really helpful what you just gave us there. Vice Admiral, you said there are between 103 and 150,000 of them, give or take all those we've taken out and that Israel has taken out. That's a lot larger than the IRGC than maybe people had realized. So that's some interesting information. A top method the regime uses to stop traffic in the Strait is to inject risk by planting sea mines in the waterway, also adding a level of danger to the Strait. The Wall Street Journal now is reporting on all of it, how the U.S. is using drones to clear those mines, a method that reduces the danger to sailors and could give the U.S. negotiating leverage if they help open the waterway. What's your reaction to that?
Well, drone warfare is the future. That's what Iran's been using to block the U.S. Their drones that they've shot at ships, shot at bases, shot at infrastructure. They're using it as an offensive weapon. We're using drones as a defensive weapon to provide intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance, to watch the Straits of Hormuz, to look for mines. So you can see where all this is going. And look, when we lost a pilot, that almost brought us to a stop. It was too high risk. So the more we leverage and use aircraft that don't need people, the less that risk we can do, and we can move to the scale we need to. Also, the hardest part about manned aircraft is the pilots. We've got to train them, we got to find them, we got to retain them. If we remove that part of the equation, then you can fly thousands of drones. And that's what our adversaries are doing. That's what the Ukrainians did to balance the power against the Russians. That's what the Iranians have done with us. So you could see the future of where these drones are going to do, and how it's really going to balance the power and hopefully act as a deterrent to the use of force at the end of the day.
Again, another fascinating part of this puzzle that we are literally watching almost in real time with so much video. And when you talk about that pilot, that was really a hinge point, perhaps, those two pilots who were in that plane, one who was stranded for 36 hours. And we did everything. We took everything we had to go get him, and we got him back. And we brought him home. And that was a huge signal, I would imagine, to not just Iran, but maybe enemies around the world, that if you mess with us, we will come for you, and we will get our people out.
Paris, you're exactly right. Not only that, it illustrates we can go anywhere in Iran we want to do. This whole issue of highly enriched uranium, other places. If we want to put people in Iran to threaten this regime, we can do it. And this maritime interception of this crap, where you basically put Marines on Iranian property, their ships, is another illustration of that. So if they don't capitulate and agree to our arrangements and the negotiations, they can anticipate a lot more than that, further threatening the regime. So you can see where this is going.
Right. They have until 8 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday night of this week to make sure that they're going in the right direction. Otherwise, what you just described is going to keep happening. Admiral, thank you so very much. Always great to have you in focus. Be sure to like and...
I always think it's funny how the Mangina guys from the leftist retard side, not the Democrats, don't be confused, just the leftist libtards, they don't know why we are in Iran. They want to talk about the petrodollar, but they don't even know what the hell that means. Just a reminder, Russia started using our dollars again. The petrodollar. President Trump is losing $2 billion every day. Well, how can we say we're the most powerful country in the world if we can't flex some money? Here is something very interesting that I feel people are missing the point on. The reason why I don't care about the people that come in and argue the point that we're using and wasting money for no cause, for no reason. They really believe that these liars, these terrorist regimes, they really believe that they were complying with us. They really believe that they were complying with Barack Obama's deal. See, that's how retarded they are. That's why you can't mess with Trump. By the time you think you figure something out, he's already gone and by. As my cousin used to say, Primo, by the time that you get going, I'm already coming back. You got to be smarter than them. The more that we continue to allow this, as they say, the petrol oil, the petrodollar, as long as we continue to allow this oil to be a commodity, we are always going to lose value. I really believe that we need to make more refineries so that we can use our own oil. We have the power to do it. We got the economy to do it. It's just a matter of, is the government going to do what needs to be done, and can they get it done? It was in the 1970s. But you know, I don't really care about these people's questions because I give my number for them to call. And they don't want to listen. They don't want to call in. They don't want to follow the rules. So they're not serious about it. They're just here trolling, guys. They're just here trolling. They subscribe to my channel because they know we're badass. That's why they're here. But I want people with brains. I want people with brains to call in. I want you to enlighten me. I want to know that you have information, actual information that makes sense. Here, I'm going to get rid of 2 manginas from my chat. There's one. And here's the other mangina. These guys lost their balls somewhere. They lost their balls. I don't know where, but they lost them somewhere. You know, I'm a fair man. I believe myself to be a fair man. And I'm going to do this for you. Socialist Democrats today, they are... Eric, how did you get back in here, Eric? You are a coward. You are a piece of shit that I care nothing about. Have a good one. Go lick your balls if you can find them somewhere else. That's for you, Eric. I have no love for Eric at all. He's a piece of shit. He gets to have the seal of the dumbass for the chat. With that being said, if you think that you have an argument with me, go ahead and make it. Because, Sean, these trolls, you don't know them. These trolls have come onto my channel to tell me they don't support me, to call me a liar. When I ask them a question, they don't want to answer it. They're just trolling, bro. Don't let my insults make you weak. Okay? Sometimes you got to treat garbage like garbage. If people want my respect, they got to earn my respect. You come into my channel, you earn my respect. That's it. It's very simple. I appreciate the support and the love from people that actually want to be here. But see, when I do my lives, you know, sometimes I got like 20, 30 people on here. And all they do is just make fun of how little people we have in the audience. And that doesn't help. That's not having a conversation. That doesn't help. Okay, Sean, I'll give you a chance. What do I lie on? Go ahead, Max. Call me. Tell me. What do I lie on? Enlighten me. You say I lie a lot, so you better have more than one thing that you're going to bring up. If you don't want to call, put it in the chat. Go ahead. Tell me what I lie about, and let's fix it. Tell me what I lie about, and let's fix it. So Sean and Maxie, show me that you don't have that you're not a mangina. Go ahead, Maxie. You say I lie a lot. I don't even know who the hell you are, but Maxie, you say I lie a lot. Give me one lie. Burnell in the house. What's going on? Check this out, Bernie. Check this out. Got some new flames for you, brother. Bam! That's it right there. Brenda, hi Brenda. Dennis, you are a very good man, and I very much enjoy hearing you, and my God protect you from all the tricks. God bless. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Eric brought in his second account. Okay, bye-bye. Come on, Maxie, Sean, keyboard warriors, put in your response on the chat. Tell me one thing that I lied about. That's not asking too much, is it? Yeah, no. He already got kicked, bro. He got kicked once, and then he came back with a second account. Go ahead. You see what I'm saying? If you are new in my channel, this is what they do. They come in here. I don't even know who the hell these people are, by the way. They come in here, say I lie a lot. I said, give me one thing I lied about. They can't find it because I never lie. That's what happens when you're honest. To my American friends here, to my American patriots, listen. I am a migrant from Honduras. I became an American citizen. My loyalty is to you, the American people, and this great country of the United States of America. Would you consider me a traitor? Or are you actually glad that I'm on your side? See, that's how special I think you are. That I decided to be part of this country. Because this is the greatest country on earth. Bobby Fischer, they do lie. But I want them to tell me why. Why they think that I'm lying all the time. Now, besides that they are leftist mangina guys, right? Stephanie, thank you so much. I give them a chance. See, they come in here. Sometimes people are banned permanently because they have threatened my life. But when they say that I'm lying, all I want is I want a conversation. Tell me what I'm lying about. And all they can think about is CNN. Here, I'm going to share something with you. This is We the Govern. This is Glenn. I share with you guys one of our representatives here, Jim Walsh. Okay? He has received a box full of voting ballots. And they found hundreds of ballots that either never made it to the houses or got returned. But when they try to send them back to Democrats, they try to send it back to their representatives. They try to send it back and reached out to the people in charge of all this stuff. They wouldn't listen to him. So he brought him to our representative, Jim Walsh. He's from GUP. He found all these ballots from 2020, 22, 23, 24. People are committing fraud in our country, left and right. That Maxie Pat left already? Aw, Maxie, you say I lie a lot. But it should have been easy for them to tell me one lie, right? Right? Sean left too? What happened to Sean? Sean said you say I lie? What tell me? No, it's still, Mr. Pitts, don't lose hope. it is still the greatest country in the world. Check this out. This is Glenn. Listen to Glenn.
This lady died, but she still keeps getting ballots sent to her. She died in 2018. If she was here right now, she'd be 109 years old, and yet, no matter what, Kitsap County keeps sending her these ballots. The Kitsap County auditor, you're not the worst auditor out here. You're actually, I think, one of the better ones. So I know you can clean this up, and I know it's possible. It's not like I'm talking to the King County auditor here. You've had her death certificate for a long time, and yet you keep on sending her ballots no matter how many times her family tells you that she has died. This is a serious problem. It's one of the things that I've talked about in Washington State's voter rolls. One of the reasons why we know the Secretary of State is completely lying when he says the voter rolls are even remotely clean, because constantly I get stories like this. So please just take her off the voter rolls and demonstrate to us that our voter rolls aren't as bad as we keep seeing evidence indicating that they are. This lady died, but she still keeps...
That's just one of the issues. That's just one of the issues. Now, if you're new to my channel, I'm going to show you something else. I'm going to show you something else. I'm going to show you my Facebook account.
This story just into our news.
Governor Bob.
Not yet, not yet. Hold on, S.A.
Hi, it's Jim Walsh here with breaking news. Earlier today, a concerned citizen...
Listen to this. You saw what I showed you, right? They're still sending ballots to dead people. They're sending ballots to people out of state. Of course, you know, we don't believe these people vote, but the fact is that there is a problem with all these mail-in ballots, right? You saw that what they've done so far. Now listen to this guy. This is Jim Walsh.
Contacted me and came and dropped off at the Bellevue headquarters a large box of ballots, Washington State ballots, specifically King County elections ballots, that were mailed to people and never received or maybe returned to an original post office box, mail box address. And
I talked about it, Bernie. They don't believe me, man.
The concerned individual, a fellow, found these ballots in a box on the ground next to a dumpster behind a strip mall in Renton. He looked in the box, saw it was ballots, hundreds of ballots, many from the 2024 general election, but others from 2025, 2023, 2022, basically multiple Washington elections between 2022 and 2025, last year.
The point is, it's not that people are voting through the mail. The point is that there is fraud. How are you missing the point? I don't understand. How are you missing the point? What we're pointing out is that there can be a lot of mistakes on mailing in ballots. There's a lot of people that can vote. What we're asking is for accountability. We're asking that they investigate and look into this, but they say there's nothing to investigate. That is a problem. Whether President Trump voted in the mail or not, that's not what we're arguing here. I'm not arguing that you voted in the mail. What we're arguing is that there is inconsistencies, that there is fraud alerts, red flags all over the place. I received multiple ballots to vote. Multiple. Why? It should be getting one. Unless I request a second one because I haven't got the first one, that is different. And here's the one thing that they also do. They want you to check if you're Democrat or Republican, and there's a little hole where it shows what you checked. Whether the Republicans are corrupted or whether the Democrats are corrupted, the point is the people grabbing these ballots, they can see what the vote brings. And they can easily just grab a bunch of Republican votes, set them to the side, never count them. And then you can duplicate those votes and just have other people sign them. It's very simple. It's very easy to cheat. So what we want is a way to avoid these things. Now, Jim Walsh, what we're pushing for here, it's for voter ID. People always give me the argument, oh, black people can't get an ID. Are you kidding me? How have you managed to live all this long without having an ID? You got a birth certificate, you can go and pay $10 any day. You can go and get your birth certificate any day. You got to get the full name, the whole birth date, etc. And you can get it for $10. It might be more now, but $10, maybe $15, depending on where you're at. Everybody needs an ID. If you want to open a bank account, if you need to buy some liquor, if you want to buy some smokes, you need an ID. You want to set up electricity in your house? You need an ID. You want to make a payment? You need an ID. You apply for a health benefit? You got to have an ID. You want to apply for free medical? You need an ID. For Pete's sakes, Mandani was asking for 2 IDs to pay you to shovel snow. 2 IDs. Unbelievable. But anyway, there you go. There's your proof right there. There's your proof right there. If you're on my portrait one, the truth is right there, right above me. If you're on my landscape mode, it's right there. All right, let's see. Edison Orellana. What's Edison Orellana? You know, I like that last name. That's some of my growing up family's last name. Let's see what you got to say. Why is this guy not challenging people that actually knows what's going on? We will never see this dude debating somebody that knows what's happening. Never. This guy just came in. I just challenged 2 people. They don't want to talk. You watch all these weird-ass videos and no proof. And what do you watch? What do you believe? How do you know what's true and what's not? I have proof, personal proof. Personal proof. The Attorney General says over here, the Attorney General here says, if you tell him that you are a citizen, an American citizen, he says he'll believe you. It's simple. It's very simple. If you're new to my channel, I recommend don't try to judge me if you don't know me. I had shown plenty of videos by their own mouth of the socialist Democrats. Plenty of videos I've shown in my... So if you don't know me, don't come over here judging me because you don't know shit. The people that have been watching me long enough have been watching all the stuff that I've been watching. We use a little bit of critical thinking so that we can see what's going on in our world. And somebody says that my IQ was so low. Well, I'm going to show you something real quick. Let's take a look at my inbox. Some of you already know because I showed you yesterday on a Sunday afternoon. But I'm going to show you this. Here is a letter that I got from my low IQ. Here we go. Here we go. This is what it says. There you go. So let me try to make this a little bit bigger here. Let's go there and see. Maybe that's big enough. Here we go. This is a little test that I did. You wait. We didn't have to pay for school IDs. I did, sir. I did. I paid for my high school ID. Thank you very much. And I also paid extra so I can have an ASB so I can get a discount when I went to watch sports. And that was in the 90s. So that was 30 years ago. So yeah, I had to pay for my ID. And I didn't get a GED. I got a high school, and I was emancipated on my junior year, which means that nobody gave me my schooling. I gave it to myself. I worked, I studied, and I graduated. No excuses made. Here's the IQ that it says. It says, hi there. Something caught my attention when reviewing your assessment's responses. Your approach to, you guys probably get these emails as well. Your approach to question 15 was fascinating, in bold letters. The logical reasoning problem that only 19% of test takers solve correctly. But here's what surprised me. You didn't just get it right. You solved it using a method that suggests exceptional analytical thinking abilities. Shelby is also a genius. You guys know that I'm just pulling your chain. That's a generic email that they probably send everybody. I just thought that I just found it funny because people think, oh, you would not take an IQ test. You know, you're afraid of what they're going to say. Blah, blah, blah. Well, it's not about that. All right, before we go to my next one, somebody wanted to call in. Let me see, where is it? You can call in right now, Yin Yang. I hope that you don't have a heavy accent that I can understand. I can barely understand my accent. Shelby, you go, girl. You go. You know, genius. Genius, mama. All right, go ahead and call in, bro. I'll wait for you. Don't block your number, though. If you block your number, I don't pick up your call. You can do it. Let's see here. Where are... I always have a hard time finding this stuff. Thanks for subscribing. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. There we go. Thank you for not blocking that number. Oh, Florida. This got to be good right here. Somebody with common sense from Florida. Hey, thanks for calling. Who's calling? Oh, shoot.
I got through. Holy shit.
Who's this?
Damn, boy. You're a popular man. What the fuck?
Boricua. Boricua. Dominicana.
I don't know what that means. You're talking in a different language.
Boricua is for my Puerto Ricans.
Speaking French and English. That's it.
French and English?
Bulgarian, French, and English.
Oh, Bulgarian. Oh, shoot. Boricua is my Puerto Rican family. And Dominican is Dominican Republican.
Oh, Dominican. Well, hey, I respect them.
All right. What's going on? What you got? From Florida, you got to have some sense. If you live in Florida, you got common sense.
I'm in North Carolina, but that's okay.
You still have common sense.
I just have my phone number.
All right, go for it.
But, I haven't been listening long, so tell me, what is the topic?
We're talking about the Strait of Hormuz and gas prices.
Oh, God. Okay. So, all right, here's the thing. All right, Trump decides to go to war, right? No. You know those three countries that are right there where it shortens? You know the Strait of Hormuz, right? Think about the Strait of Hormuz. Look at the map. You know those three countries beneath it? Why don't we build a freaking canal and have them just pay to go through it?
I think they tried that. But there was something that I can't remember what they say that they couldn't do that for a reason.
You serious?
Yeah.
I've never heard anything like that.
Yeah, I heard that they couldn't do it through there, but that would be awesome. That would be a good thing. And I don't know if it's a depth thing or what other problems they have over there, but I think that they were talking about. Let me see. It's cutting all of it, to be honest.
Well, you know more than me. I just heard that these three countries, they were very nice. You know, they were with America and everything, and you wouldn't expect any problems as long as they got paid, right?
Right. Well, money does talk, but I don't know in this region. I can't remember what the reason was. If anybody knows why they couldn't build it, you can let me know. I will say this though. What was it? I think what was it? It would be what was the reason? I don't know if it was money, if it was not enough oil, but what they were trying to do a pipe.
Yeah, well, that would be right. Yeah, just like the Panama Canal. Same kind of thing.
Yeah, something like that.
Run through those two countries. Just run it. I think it's two of them. That's all they have to go through. Yeah.
Well, it's just the United Arab Emirates.
Okay.
Dubai, Fujairah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking at on the map. Yeah, that's what I'm looking on the map.
Okay, I got you.
But here's a better question. Here's a better question.
All right, go.
If the ships are not able to go through the Strait of Hormuz because of mines, how did China get through?
Oh, fuck. That is a question for the ages. China is invested in everybody.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're all in Africa.
No, they own Fiji. They own Fiji, and they got Western Samoa by the balls right now.
Yeah, I mean they're all in there because they want to build ports and freaking roads and whatever they need, infrastructure.
Yeah.
They want to build infrastructure there.
Yeah. Let's not forget they have a lot of our farmlands too.
They know they're not going to freaking pay up. So that's where
exactly.
They get paid. They're never going to freaking finish it. They're never going to get it done. And they're never going to get the money to freaking pay them back.
Right.
So, isn't that, and they want the vote in the UN. Right?
Right.
I mean, am I wrong?
Yep.
Yeah, they want the UN vote. So, that gives them the UN vote if they control them. And they're doing this all over the place. I mean, it's amazing. People don't even realize. They're all over.
Yeah. They are.
It's crazy.
Yeah, they are. But that's the thing that I always tell people, that how do I explain everything around the world that's happening when people don't pay attention to themselves? Like, they want to debate, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'll give you an example.
Okay.
There's a guy. His name is God Logic. Okay, the guy knows the Bible. He's very smart. He's been studying and doing this for a long time. He debates Muslims, like he eats Muslims for breakfast when it comes to religion. Okay, and then you have these followers, right? And they'll bring up a name to him, and they'll say, "Oh, I'm not very good with this, but I bet you that this guy, can actually debate you." Because they have heard of this guy speaking about Muslims, and he makes it sound very smart, very knowledgeable, etc. Doesn't give you the bad parts about Islam, just the good parts.
Yeah. Don't they have two books, though?
Huh?
Don't they have two books?
They have different translations, but I mean, if they contradict each other, that's a bad thing because it's not supposed to.
That's
mine. My point on this is that the people that come in here and say, "Oh, let's debate," they have heard other people talking against what I talk about. And they think that because they have heard the other side, they are so sure that they're going to come in here and destroy me. And that's not going to go anywhere, because if that is the way that they think, they obviously haven't been watching my channel. And if they have been watching my channel for a while, they have to know by now that I show them evidence. I show them proof of what I'm saying. I go to scriptures if it's religion. I go to their own socialist Democrats, out of their own mouth, what they are saying.
Yeah.
I prove to them that this is what they say. They still call me a liar. They say I lie all the time. When I tell them, please tell me one thing that I lied about, they disappear.
Well, of course.
You know, and it's just like, I don't want you to disappear. If you really believe that I'm lying about something, by all means, please correct me. But just telling me that I'm a dumb ass or a liar or this and that, that's not helping me. Help me. Well, believe me, I will cuss the crap out of anybody if that's what they want. I'm not one of those soft, very religious Christians. I believe that if you ask for an ass kicking, then you shall get an ass kicking. Especially debating. But but they don't want to back up their facts.
I'm with you there. The Christians think that they want secularism, and that ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
How are we gonna do secularism with the Constitution?
Yeah.
I mean, really.
Thank you, Coyotes.
The Constitution has to be the thing that just binds everything. Okay, you can't just go away and just totally redo the whole government. Okay, that would take forever.
Yeah.
And a lot of people would hate it.
Yeah.
Okay, it would never work.
You mentioned China owns this and that, right? Okay, look, this is what I know about China. Okay, just a little bit. I know that China has given so much money to Fiji. Fiji can never pay it back. The Prime Minister of Western Samoa borrowed $10 million from the Chinese. He can't pay it back.
Of course.
And then you have the Philippines. The Philippines kicked the United States away from the Philippines. The Chinese came in and started kicking their ass. Now the Philippines want us back, so we went back. The Chinese leave them alone.
Visa holder, by the way.
Huh?
Number two on the visas.
Okay.
In the Philippines. Right, go ahead.
No, go ahead. That's fine.
Well, no, I mean, Mexico's number one. Number two is Philippines.
Really?
For getting visas.
For getting visas.
Yeah.
Well, let's be honest. I want to tell you something. And this is nothing bad about my own Latino community, but I'm going to tell you something. I have been, my friend, I have been so, seriously, I have been so amazed by the Filipino people. These guys are such thinkers.
No, they're great. I don't have any problems with the Mexicans. But you know what? I don't know why we just don't go in there like he initially did. He wanted to go in there and just take out the cartels. Great idea, but not followed through.
We can.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so if we just did that, Mexico could be a colony like Puerto Rico, right? It could be part of the U.S., and that would be a great relationship. They feed us so much produce, so much, and they're already ready to take over for China. They've already got the knowledge. They can already build the semiconductors. They already know how to do everything that we import from China. So why are we paying the cost to go through the strait when the answer is just south of us? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The answer's right there. You don't have, gosh, you're going to have to build the infrastructure, which please do that sometime soon. We have a highway here in North Carolina. It's Highway 40. They have been working on it for over 15 years. 15 years, and it's still not even close to done. And it's a major highway that freaking goes across to Winston-Salem, which will go to freaking Charlotte.
40 comes all the way to the west side, all the way to California.
Yeah. I mean, just it's the only way to go. You don't have any other way.
Yeah.
But And then they say, oh, we have so much money, so much money. Oh, they gave it back. They gave it back. Why? And this is, I'm not, North Carolina is a different issue. But, it's a thing that, if it's closer to you, and they can do it, and they can do it just as good, if not better, why not?
Yeah.
Why the hell not?
I agree.
Yeah. And then we won't need to worry about immigration. Immigration's done. They're happy where they are. It's going to be a place where people will go to freaking enjoy the beaches. They'll go to Cancun. They'll go to the one south of Cancun. They'll go to the Bahamas or whatever, and they'll go down to Belize. Belize will actually become something, instead of a bunch of poor people and just, one port. But, if they just did that, got rid of the drugs, they take care of two problems. One, okay, where do we get all of our drugs? Okay, they transport it from China, okay, to Venezuela, to Mexico, whatever. But it can get cut off at Mexico. Okay, it can get cut off there instead of going into Texas. And once it gets to Texas, it goes throughout the U.S.
Yeah.
It's done. It goes throughout the U.S. So, let them build the semiconductors and the stuff that we need. Put schools there. Put schools there that we can trust. Don't bring Chinese people over here, and where they get paid by the Chinese government to freaking come here to Duke, to freaking Harvard, to MIT, to freaking, and they pay for it.
Yeah.
They come over here, they learn, and then they go and they make teachers over there. Okay, and then those teachers teach them how to see, they're putting it on you. They put everything on YouTube, which I hate. I hate. Don't put the new freaking crap on freaking YouTube. Hide it. Put it in a freaking black box, like a freaking site, where only freaking people in the government know, okay? Don't advertise it, because they see it and they think they can build it just off of looking at it, And I know they've got people here in the companies, because the companies are way too big. They're McDonnell Douglas, freaking, you tell me, Raytheon, who builds the subs? They're right next to here. Gosh, something, whatever. But, they build the submarines, okay? We're giving away all that information to them, and, they can figure out most of it.
Well, we keep the most important things secret, and they can't figure it out. It's just like giving you my mom's recipe, but I won't tell you what actually makes it really good.
But they go to the best schools.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I think there's something, I can't remember what the clause was, but I agree we shouldn't share any knowledge with China, especially with those countries that we know that are at some point they have been screwing us over really bad. They don't care about us. I would just get rid of those people. I wouldn't have the relationship with them, but it's a whole diplomacy thing, and I don't remember what the clause is, but there's something to do with it where they can't just cancel it. Hey, thank you so much for your input. We'll see if I can play a couple of things over here. Hope you stay tuned. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Have a good one. All right, I appreciate that caller. That was actually good information. And you know what? You can go ahead and bring in some info that you have as well. I want to tell you guys, if you have been with me for a while, besides telling you thank you for your support, I want to remind you, because nobody talks about this anymore, but NGOs, it's a big way for any government, any politician, we're talking about specifically governors, mayors, etc. NGOs are a big tool to steal money from the taxpayers, and nobody knows where it goes. And nobody has to be accountable for it, apparently. But I want you to know something. This is something that I started talking about when I started my channel last year. When I started my channel last year, I think it was somewhere, I started doing lives and somewhere at the end of August. But I think I talked about NGOs for a very long time. And one of the things that I said, we need to audit the contracts with the non-government organizations, with the NGOs. And that just kind of gone under the rug. Nick Shirley is out there pissing everybody off because they can't get away from their fraud anymore. They got found out. Well, listen to this right here from my X account. Here, check this out.
Look at some components of the Fish and Wildlife Service are proposed for complete elimination. That includes the state and tribal wildlife grants. Is that wrong?
There was a review done of the grants on the grant side, and that is an area where there's been substantial review. We found organizations that were receiving grants from Interior where 80 to 100% of the revenue of that NGO was a grant from the federal government. And yet those organizations, we were the sole source of their revenue, but they would have a CEO making $650,000 and $400,000 lobbyists.
Did you catch that? Grants. Grants never had to be paid back. It's just free money. Free money. Let me remind you that before Trump, there was over $26 trillion that the Democrats or Republicans, nobody can account for what happened to that money. Till this day. I still don't know. I don't think anybody knows. But they sure as heck remember President Trump printing some money. This and that. And when we ask for accountability, that's what we're asking for. We're asking for that accountability. We want to know where our tax dollars went. You know what's crazy is, okay, everybody knew that we sent $40 billion to Argentina, and they knew why. We're trying to save their economy, which we did, which in turn, we got things in return. So we didn't just give away some grant money. But let me just tell you, billions and billions of dollars have disappeared from socialist Democrat government states with sanctuary cities. And nobody knows where this money went. Nobody knows. You got to ask yourselves, we need to find out where this money went. Because you know, the one thing that you're going to hear a lot from the socialist Democrats is, oh, President Trump is wasting $2 billion. Oh, we could use this to end this. We can use that to end it. You know what? They've been in power for decades. And they haven't used that money for nothing. They haven't used it on anything. It's easy to lie to you, to the American people, that President Trump is bad. He's a bad guy. These guys are such losers, they can't campaign. The only thing they got going for them is that they don't like Trump. That's it. That is the only thing that they have. They don't like Trump. Every single Democrat. Test me on this. Look it up. Look at their campaigns. And when they cannot hold their ground, they will always say Trump's a pedophile, and then people will just eat it. Decades. Daniel, here in Washington State, There hasn't been a Republican governor since the early 80s, since 1981. No Republicans. 3+ decades of socialist Democrats in Washington State. So when I speak of always my Washington State, that's where I'm at. And it's crazy that nobody wants to see that. It's crazy. I have to question the things that I don't understand. I hope you question everything that you don't understand. And don't just take my word for it. You got to do your research. If you come into my channel and you want to call me a liar, by all means, you have your right. But what I don't want to hear excuses that you can't understand my accent just because you want to try to insult me. I don't care if you like or don't like my accent. I respect the United States of America, and that is really all you should care about. And speaking of people making fun of my accents, let me give you a little bit of a laugh with this old clip.
Once a stronghold of forces loyal to captured dictator Saddam Hussein, the city of Tikrit, here in northern Iraq, is now firmly under the control of American forces. Or is it? These members of the Iraqi resistance movement, still loyal to Saddam Hussein, think otherwise.
The Americans tell lies. Each day our forces grow stronger. Each day we move closer to our goal of driving the infidel... What are they?
Nothing. Carry on.
Driving the infidels from our motherland. We are not afraid to... Are they subtitles? They are, aren't they?
No.
What do I need subtitles for? Can't you understand what I'm saying? I studied English at the bloody American University in Cairo.
Well, obviously I can understand what you're saying.
Oh, you see how they condescend to us with their subtitles.
Oh, maybe it's a teletext, for the hearing impaired.
Teletext?
No, a lot of TVs come with teletext nowadays.
Wait, say something again.
My friend has an 80 cent...
Hey, how come he doesn't need subtitles?
Well, obviously he's comprehensible.
No, I'm not!
Look, if you...
I speak perfect English. She sells seashells by the seashore. Peter Piper picked a peckle, pickled peppers. Round the ragged rocks, Oh!
The situation remains as dangerous and volatile as ever here in northern Iraq. While the rebuilding continues...
What? I can't understand you speak English. Where is your subtitles now? Oh, you think you're so good. Look at me! I got subtitles!
Kerry Downs, Iraq.
Shut up!
Hey, Foot Productions, with your name, I don't think you know what comedy is. But I'm going to have to remove you from my chat. I can't have you on with that name. I don't like it. With that being said, if you come onto my channel and you think that I am insulting you, and that I like the Zinc Roofer, he thinks that I love and respect the United States of America and its people in it, but I insult half of Americans. So he says, let's get one thing straight. If you're a libtard, when I call somebody a libtard, if you are, I don't care if you're offended. If you're retarded, I don't care if you get offended. If you're not retarded or a libtard, don't react to it. And by the way, don't forget I'm a Democrat. I used to be. Let's just say that. The Democrat Party is not who they used to be. Let's get that clear. They have abandoned the American ways. They don't care about American citizens. They put illegal immigrants because that is the easiest way for them to make money and to stay in power. By having millions of illegal immigrants added into the census system, they can get more funds sent to them federally. I think we shouldn't count illegal immigrants, or any visitors for that matter. Only American citizens, only resident, permanent, domicile people. So if I insult, it's not half of Americans. It's just the retarded half of it. Thank you so much for coming into my channel. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you for your support. I appreciate your love. My love to all of you. Listen, let's not be Republicans or Democrats. Let's just be American citizens and acknowledge when the president does something good. Don't be like the libtards that all stood sitting. They all sit down and didn't want to stand up for you, the American citizens. Just know that this migrant has always respected the law, followed the steps to become an American citizen, and I love you, every single one of you guys who stands for this country. God bless you. God bless your family. God bless the USA. Peace.